Wait, where's my book?
I'm holding mine up, but you can't see it.
It's
so.
usually on my desk.
I don't believe you.
That did break my VTuber because it covered my face.
In fact, I don't think you've even read this book. Name 5 characters that died in this book to prove that you've read it.
Most of them.
Hold on. Yellow leg.
Yellow Leg, Nightheart,
Half Heart?
Scrubfield,
Did you say Scrubfield?
I said Scrubfield.
Scrubfield. Scrubfield sounds like a butler, a cat butler.
Scrubfield, bring me my nip.
Yes, sir.
Gather around, y'all people, let me tell you all a story of something I once loved when I was a child. It's a series of books that features a bunch of little feline creatures, and they live out there in the great old English wild. And it's all about cats, and they hunt and fight and spat, and they don't know words for things like people and cars. Now Jaron, Mitchell, and Toasty, your creators and co-hosties, are gonna tell you all about it, and then we can all be stars. They're gonna tell you all about it, and then we can all be stars.
What up, dirtheads? Welcome back to Stars in the Making, the Warriors podcast. My name is Jaron D Ratman, he, him.
I'm Toasty Valentine. He, him.
I'm Mitchell Crispi, they, them.
I briefly forgot my pronouns. I hesitated for so long.
One of these
Almost
times,
misgendered yourself.
I'll have to remind you, and how the tables will have turned.
Mitchell, I'm pretty sure you did that in one of our recordings, and we had to redo it.
Yeah, I've forgotten at least twice. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 4th book review of Warriors Rising Storm.
Yeah, hey guys, what does this book have in common with my life?
Oh no.
Your life, however many months ago, this...
I'm not going to
was
date the
recorded.
podcast, but...
I love dating the podcast.
My clan camp is also surrounded by fire.
Spoilers for the later part of this book.
Spoilers for spoilers for 15 minutes into this book, into this
Spoilers
episode.
for historical events from 6 months ago.
Spoilers from the old news that you recorded and haven't gotten around to yet.
I've been watching all the news from the beginning. I can't wait to catch up.
I
think
I'm
the
only
crazier
at
thing is-
1925. It takes so long.
I'm reading these old papers from the 1500s. I can't fucking read it.
We were supposed to record this episode a while ago, so it would have been pre what is happening in LA right now. So it is interesting that the recording was delayed long enough.
Just like
Yeah.
just like the continued life of certain clan cats was delayed. This recording was delayed by me having to evacuate my apartment because fires got too close to home. But everything's okay. I'm okay.
I hope that by the time this comes out, everyone who is displaced or otherwise inconvenienced by the natural disaster has done a fair bit of recovery. Is back in a better place.
Yeah.
I am sick in the chest and nose if I sound different. Who knows if it's because of airborne pollutants or just general poor health. Yeah, I was asthmatic my whole life, so
Ooh,
I guess
that
if
sucks.
anybody was going to be affected by the minor amount of smoke that was in the area I live in compared to other areas, it would be me. It would be me.
I mean, I get affected by like my short walk to class in the dry winter air.
That's
it
true.
makes me cough like crazy.
It could also
So,
be that. I also
I
have
had to
been
avoid that today, so I didn't end up like, sorry, sorry.
Before recording this morning, I drank 3 glasses of tea and 2 glasses of water to try and... So if I'm quiet for 15 minutes, it's because I'm going to take the longest piss ever.
We'll keep
That's
talking
so
about the
real.
book.
Yeah, you know what? I'm excited to record this because this book is incredible.
This
and
book
being
is
sad about this
insane.
book got my
I'm-
mind off being sad about life.
Every time I like say something on the podcast during a book review, the next book proves me wrong. Because like what was the third book called? The Forest of Secrets proved me
Forest of
wrong about
Secrets.
Blue Star. And then about like I was like, "Oh, I don't think Blue Star's kits are going to be important." And then Forest of Secrets was like, by the way, here's the prologue proving you wrong. This book also, because I said two things. I said, it's interesting. They're very like lax with like named character deaths in order to, sell the impact of like a single character dying in Silverstream, where book 2 had like no character deaths, and then book 3 had Silverstream, and then this, I think I counted it. It has 7 named characters that die.
Yeah,
That's
and not just
wild.
named. There's like a few that we
on
just
and
met.
off screen. Yeah.
There's a few we just met, but there's like most of them are ones that we have heard from multiple times.
It also proved me wrong when I said not really proved me wrong, but gave me my get back when I said that none of these books had made me cry yet. So
Got you.
Wow,
Yeah,
why
they
are you
got
so
me.
afraid to? Why are you so afraid to encounter and embrace your feelings, Jaron?
Oh, I'm
Do you
not.
want to get into that?
I was ready for it to happen.
Is it therapy time? I thought we were talking about warrior cats.
I have cried a little bit at every book. So I think that by the end, I will have amounted a couple full cries.
I've had like the urge to cry, where it's like, oh my god, I can feel it coming, and then it's just like a tear, like single tear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this one had me like almost full on sobbing.
I
Sitting in
teared
bed
up
reading
at the
at
other
2 a.m.
books, but this one, I was fully just crying. Because I was in bed reading this next to my partner, and they looked over at me and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Is some real shit going on with the cats?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah. The kitties they're struggling.
It's
I
not
think
going good.
While I was reading the third book, I was on campus just like hanging out with friends, and I leaned back and looked up, and someone was like making eye contact with me, and I went, "These cats are crazy." And he thought I was talking about some girls in the corner who are having a really loud conversation. I'm like, "What the hell?"
No, I'm talking about actual cats. What the fuck, man?
I'm not from
Not like-
1945. I don't call people
like a
cats.
1920s misogynist.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine
these
somebody from the
cats are
1920s reading these books? Their brain would melt.
I think they love it.
I'm gonna when time travel is invented, I'm gonna bring these books as far back into the past as I can to make sure furry culture gets invented sooner. Really get that on the because I think that'll also make programming go a lot faster.
Okay,
Oh my
which
God.
historical figures do you think you could convert to becoming a furry by showing them Warriors into the Wild?
Hold on.
Benjamin Franklin,
FDR.
he was a fucking freak.
I was
FDR.
also thinking Benjamin Franklin.
FDR's a really good answer also.
Oh, well, with that out of the way, do we want to start talking about this crazy
I
book?
guess.
I guess.
We're trying something out a little bit different this episode. We can cut this out if we don't want people to know that we're using Spark Notes or Cliff Notes.
Okay, we are using Cliff Notes because I used to take notes on the books, and my notes were essentially just Cliff Notes because I was the guy who was trying to keep us on track to the best of my ability, so my notes just became a synopsis of the book. But then I found that the Warriors Wiki has Cliff Notes that is also very good, and now I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah,
and it
they're
saves
really
me a lot of time.
comprehensive. They're like split up chapter by chapter.
Because here's a little look behind the scene. I like to read these books when I have a migraine, which is like once a week. So sometimes I don't want to take notes.
Yeah, and
a lot of my notes are usually just reaction based. Like if something happens and I'm like, I gotta write this down so I can remember how I felt in this moment.
yeah, and I, just like in high school and college, tell everybody I'm taking notes and I don't. So that's my bad. I'm the one who's here to do things like to say things like, wasn't it like this? And then Jaron or Toasty would be like, no, it was actually like this. And
Wasn't
I
it
go,
like
right.
Fireclaw and
Yeah.
Greyfoot were
My job's to mess up names.
Going to Lake Clanton? No, Mitchell. None of that was right.
None of that's correct. Anyways.
All right. So this book opens with a prologue, as they all do. I feel like we don't have to say that every time, but I like saying it. This book opens with the prologue.
It is interesting. I mean, not every
this
book
one-
series starts with a prologue.
I think this prologue is the most interesting we've had.
I
Because
agree with
It's also
you.
definitely the longest.
we get no names of any characters, locations, anything. We know that some clan is struggling and that their leader might die.
Yeah.
I thought this prologue was so... I kind of forgot about it because I didn't write anything down from the prologue until after I finished the book. I went back and wrote some things down. I thought this prologue was so good because it, like... Once I connected the dots later, I was like, oh my god, I knew this was happening. Yeah. I just didn't know this was happening.
That's how I felt. I was under some sort of suspicion that it might be the time they finally introduced, like, clans outside of the 4 clans. Like, I've had a sneaking suspicion this whole time that there would be, like, there are cats beyond the 4 clans that we don't know about. And I thought this was going to be one of those. Spoiler, it's not that, which I was a little disappointed in, but it was still used interestingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool. Just, like, it sets up what's largely like a background event in this book that only comes up a handful of times, but does directly tie into the ending of this book, which is where it's like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
It is absolutely like a Chekhov's gun. Like,
yeah.
You read it, and then you're like, this is somewhat interesting,
if you remember,
and then you forget about it.
If you remember the prologue, then you're like, when is this, like, omen gonna come up? This unknown clan medicine cat and their omen.
And
I guess,
specifically, they say that they know how to bring their clan to glory, even if they won't like what they have to do to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
Yeah, what's the specific
Which is really dark for this young adult series. Like, that's how you get to evil shit.
It's great. I definitely, like, in terms of the prologues of these books, I really liked this one.
This one's good.
I really like
this if you consider the first prologue of the first book, like a little bit of mystery to tie you into the story. That's how they usually use the prologues. But this one really keeps you guessing.
Yeah, it tells you basically nothing, which I think is really cool. Which it sounds weird to say, like, yes, go girl, give me nothing. But, like, yeah, go girl, give me nothing.
Go girl, give me nothing.
Keep me guessing.
I think I figured it was Shadow Clan, because, like, they are the most, like, sickly of clans, I would say.
Yeah, those are their medicine cat's named Running Nose, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and a little shout out to the audiobooks. Jaron and I are big fans of the audiobooks.
Love the
Our
audiobooks.
boy, McLeod Andrews, is a great narrator, and I will say, when I did my re-listen on the audiobook, it did give it away, because he speaks through that cat in Running Nose's voice. Oh, we all say in unison. A professional actor with stakes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't remember if I had heard Running Nose's voice before, because I've only listened to the audiobooks for 3 and 4.
He's definitely in 2.
I don't remember if Running Nose was in book 3.
I don't think he is, and if he is, I don't think he, like, speaks, you know?
Not enough for you to remember.
They might see him.
He's not important.
I mean, he sounds like his name implies, if I'm being honest. Top-tier decision by McLeod Andrews.
He is one of my favorite cats just because he is so wet and
He's
pathetic.
so wet and pathetic.
Yeah, that's a cat that I would force to be a kitty pet. Now that's...
I would bring him into my nice warm home
and
give him a good bath and take him to the vet.
I'd be like, oh, buddy, let's take you to the vet. You've got
He's
a cold.
snarling and yapping and nipping at me, and I'm like, oh, shut up, little dude. You don't know what's good for you.
You want some chicken?
You want some grilled chicken? You've never had something so good before. You want to discover salt? You'll love it.
Honestly, he reminds me of one of my old cats who had, like, seasonal allergies, so every spring we had to give her, like, treats with medicine in it.
One of my old cats, whose name was Tappy, was very much a running nose type. She didn't have anything specific wrong with her, we don't think. She just had perpetual sniffles, and was a big sneezer.
They might have just been allergic to something.
Yeah. Maybe our dog.
Have you guys seen the cat who's allergic to cats?
I think I have.
I think I just
that's a
saw it
Ghibli
today.
movie, right? No, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What? Anyway, moving on. This book picks up pretty much right where the last one ended. It's been like, I think they say a quarter moon, so it's been like a week since the big battle where Tiger Claw was outed and subsequently banished from the clan. Fireheart is struggling to keep up. He's got his little shithead apprentice he's got to keep track of. He's got all the new responsibilities of being deputy. He's been warrior for like 2 moons, and now he's deputy. And he's also like worried about Tiger Claw coming back, because Tiger Claw ends the last book by saying like, "Watch yourself, Fireheart. Even when you feel like you're safe, I'll be right behind you," and shit like that. Truly haunting the narrative in this book.
He's becoming deputy after such a like traumatizing moment for the entire clan, and so now he has to like pick up after they have just been betrayed by their previous deputy.
Yeah, and also a big thing they keep bringing up in this book is the fact that his naming was unusual. It did not follow the traditions of like having the deputy named like within the same day of the previous deputy dying. I know we had called attention to that we thought that was kind of weird, that like in the first book we lose 2 deputies. We lose Redtail, we lose Lionheart, and the new deputies are picked so fast, but apparently that is like Star Clan.
Yeah, they mentioned that in the first book.
They probably did.
They mentioned it in the first one,
the elders are not happy that it was not named within the first 24 hours or moon high, I think. And they think it is a bad omen for how the clan is going to go forward.
Yeah, so pretty much the whole world is against Fireheart again. Except for contender for my favorite character in this book, Whitestorm.
Whitestorm?
He's
such a lovable mentor.
Whitestorm, my beloved.
Right? Whitestorm has just been awesome since, like, the first line of dialogue he had in the first book. Like, he was there to, like, pick Rusty up, and he was, like, talking him up on the way to ThunderClan. He was there at the end of the first book helping them out with the raid on ShadowClan. He's just always, like, been super cool and chill. He could so easily be bitter that, like, this young former Katie Pet got deputy before him, one of the eldest warriors. But no, he's, like, super chill and just, like, helps Fireheart out in the background.
He, like, really steps up in this book. He's not the step cat. He's the cat who stepped up for sure.
He's not the step.
He's not the step lady. He kind of takes a background in the other books, but in this one, he's just so good and kind and incredible. Like,
yeah, love him.
He's at the forefront for sure.
And I think
up there with Yellowfang is one of my favorites.
For sure. I think that one of the reasons that happens is like speaking to how well written the books are, because it's not like they are forcing that characterization upon him as much as it makes real and natural sense for the clan and for his character for this to be how he's acting in this book. He's like one of the only old warriors left, one of the highest ranking warriors. He has to be there for everybody. He sees that Fireheart is struggling and offers to step into necessary roles to help a Blue Star and things like that. It's wonderful.
He is the opposite of Tiger Claw. That he sees someone else becoming deputy and he's like, I gotta help this kid out. Like, this is very obviously too much for him right now, so I'll give him little nudges here and there.
He is a true, like, warrior's warrior. He's like, I care about the life of the clan and how well we're all doing as a collective, not just myself in this.
Definitely. Definitely what was needed after, all of the secrets from the last book of, like, we just have a guy who's really chill and nice.
Yeah, especially because moving onward, we quickly get into how Blue Star is handling the news, and spoiler, it's not well.
The answer is she's not handling it.
She's not handling it.
Dissociating hard.
This is introducing your children to PTSD.
Yeah, this book truly, it's like Blue Star is old, and she is becoming pretty frail at this point. Like, I don't think she could survive this latest betrayal anymore.
Yeah, well, she's just been through so much.
Yeah, I think the book does a great job of painting it as, like, she is made more frail by the mental toil she's going through with her self-doubt and her anger and her betrayal. She is, she has moments where she still has that fire to her, and in fact, a lot of the time, some of the saddest parts to me, where I'm like sad in like a frustrated way, is when she snaps at Fireheart in a way that's obviously unjustified, snaps at other cats. I feel that so deeply after 3 books of really looking up to Blue Star.
Yeah.
This might just be like me projecting my own life experiences onto the book, but to me, Blue Star kind of has signs of dementia vibes.
That's what I thought too, because there are some moments where she's like totally herself, like totally like back to the Blue Star we knew from the first 3 books, and then just like the next day she's totally different again. It's really hard
because
to
she's
read.
Also, she's forgetting very like crucial information that pretty much just happened, and that is that is something that dementia does. You forget the earliest memories the fastest. You remember long-term stuff better, and so to me she really just had like, she has dementia, she is older, she's forgetting, and also kind of just like frightened because she is forgetting, and she clearly isn't herself, and she knows she isn't herself.
Yeah, even outside of like, all of the characters who die in this book, that's very sad. It's very sad to see like what feels almost like a character's death in Blue Star is that she's so far from the Blue Star we knew, but in such a like a natural way.
Yeah, this book really is the sad one in the series. It feels like I would be surprised. It feels like
it's preparing me for Blue Star to die in the next.
Yeah, book. I was honestly, I would not have been shocked if it happened the entire time. I read most of this book with my mouth slightly ajar and my eyebrows furrowed because I was so just shocked and appalled at all of the terrible things they had to go through in this book. Echoed by Blue Star at the end, cursing StarClan. But we'll get there.
I think I wrote down in chapter 2 when we like check in with Blue Star for the first time in this book, I wrote down, not expecting her to make it to the end of this book, give her till Dangerous Path at best. Like, it was pretty apparent right away that I was like, she's not going to last that much longer. It makes me really sad.
Again, not to get a little sad, but I think the saddest part about dementia is that you are kind of grieving someone because they aren't who they are anymore, right. But simultaneously they are alive.
You've lost the personality
without
losing the person.
Yeah. And I've also seen dementia affect a person in my life, and it really does kind of happen way faster than you think it would, which is why, to me, this rings so true of that. Again, I could just be projecting, but the fact that from, like, overnight she went from doing pretty okay to not well just feels like that.
Oh, yeah, it's not, I'm sure it's not entirely projecting, but it is also, as it's, written to be a little bit of a simplified portrayal of mental illness just in general, for the younger audience. I think that it's kind of emblematic of symptoms that you could ostensibly see in a lot of different mental illnesses, because they make it pretty clear. They make it pretty clear even when she's forgetting stuff and everything, that her main thing is how much she is just stuck in the past on that moment of being betrayed, of thinking about everything that she missed with Tiger Claw. Alas, doesn't change the fact that we got our boy Fireheart, and he has to step the fuck up.
Yeah, Fireheart gets, like, some of his first deputy duties. He's arranging patrols and stuff. But Blue Star also wants him to pick mentors for the new apprentices, which is unusual. Normally the leader would do that before the naming ceremony. So, a little bit of, like, a crash course for Fireheart on eventually being clan leader. Of, like, if Fireheart's like, so, who should their mentors be? And Blue Star's like, I don't know, you choose. And it's like, oh, wow.
Fireheart's also doing all this work without telling people that he is doing it because he doesn't want them to know how unwell Blue Star is and freak the clan out further.
A big through line in this book is not telling anybody how Blue Star is doing.
Yeah, no one's allowed to know that Blue Star is not okay. Except for Fireheart and Yellowfang and Whitestorm. They're pretty much the only ones who know.
Cinderpelt notices pretty quickly.
The rest of the clan, like, they catch on, but they have faith.
Yes.
Maybe because they don't know as much as we do, but that's maybe a little depressing.
Oh, dramatic irony, my old friend.
Cinderpelt, who, by the way, Cinderpelt got her new name in between books, which makes me really sad.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't remember that happening in the last book.
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something from the last book? Went to the end of the last book? No, she's still Cinderpaw. So she just, in the week since the last book ended, I guess, like, made the journey with Yellowfang and got her medicine cat name.
Maybe they just forgot they didn't write the part about her getting a new
Yeah,
name.
I'm wondering if maybe that's a side effect of this book being written by multiple writers, and maybe that's just a detail that slipped through because it wasn't as integral as other things.
Yeah. I mean, they talk about...
It's just like,
perhaps,
you can just assume that Cinderpelt is Cinderpaw. Like, we know.
Because, like, I'll be honest, names change so often in this book, I don't even notice if I, like, realized that her name changed. I think I just, like, was like, yep, that's Cinderpelt, and then
I'll be honest, I mostly pay attention to the first part of the name, because...
So how does it make you feel that there's a Cinderfoot in ShadowClan?
I forgot that they existed. Are they dead from the sickness? Probably.
I'm pretty sure they were the deputy. Oh, sorry, Cinderfur.
See,
yeah, Cinderfur was the deputy who also died.
None of us.
I had
know,
more.
right?
I had one letter. Cinderfur.
Cinderfurt. Starting greatest.
Yeah. Fireheart goes and talks to Cinderpelt because he needs advice. Because he's so brand new to being deputy, he just needs a friend to talk to, especially now that Gray Stripe isn't here anymore.
He's so far in the deep end. He has just been tossed into the pool, sink or swim.
And he's paddling.
He's paddling.
Sure. Yeah, Cinderpelt helps Fireheart decide on mentors for the new apprentices, Dustpelt and Darkstripe. Not very exciting, to be honest.
Not very exciting. I like to see those two characters being set up and where they're kind of the same in our eyes at the beginning of this book as of the end of the last one, where they were kind of shitheads and they were close with Tiger Claw, but they weren't like evil. They weren't like with Tiger Claw. In a way that I thought they were. I thought for sure Dustpelt was in on Tiger Claw schemes. Yeah. But like having them both set up at the beginning of this book, I think is pretty effective because they end up in such different places by the end of it, I feel like.
Very true. And, you know, one of my favorite things, I'm a big sucker for minor character development. I don't know if either of you feel this way. For some reason, in media, a lot of the time, my favorite thing is when characters who played a minor role so far just get a little bit more, like a trickle more of characterization and story and plot happening to them, and then a trickle more later. Because, you know, we're just with our main characters all the time. I feel like it's so interesting, and it always spices it up when you get to know side characters better. And I'm so glad that Dustpelt especially got to be a little bit more present in this.
Yeah, we got quite a bit for, you know, Dustpelt and Sandstorm, and Darkstripe as well. Darkstripe kind of
filled the role of main antagonist.
Thing. Yeah.
Of main antagonist in the literal sense, just the person antagonizing Fireheart.
Him and Dustpelt kind of go on like reverse arcs in this book, where Dustpelt mellows out and Darkstripe kind of further radicalizes.
This is a book to teach kids about the radicalization pipeline.
Yeah. Dustpelt.
Like, that's what happens when you're confronted. You either double down or you develop as a person.
Darkstripe saw the facts and realized that he was so far wrong that he would be too embarrassed to admit, so he doubled down.
Sometimes people have the sunk cost fallacy, and
the sunk cat fallacy. I think that happened in book 2.
Cat fallacy.
Book 2.
That's the one where that one drowned, right? I don't remember.
Where my boy White Claw falls into the gorge because they knew his name was way too cool to leave him alive. Pour one out for White Claw.
I like to think that the inventor of White Claw was a big Warrior Cats fan. That's my conspiracy theory, actually, is almost every major influencer in the world is actually just deriving all of their ideas from Warrior Cats.
So true.
I know I am.
And you're one of the biggest influencers in the world.
For sure.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Cloudpaw, we haven't talked about Cloudpaw much. He's a real shithead for most of this book.
He's a real dirt breath.
He's a real dirthead.
He kind of sucks.
Yeah, he's a real mouse brain. He like, thinks he's all that because he's so much faster and stronger than the other apprentices. And Fireheart's trying to get him to understand, like, you're not all that, buddy. You're an apprentice, and you've got to follow the rules.
You're not all that.
Like, whatever, old man. I'm too cool.
He's so frustrating
because
he doesn't
anything anyone tells him.
He's so frustrating. He's such like a funny character for this type of young adult book because he fulfills a very similar role to like a Fireheart, right? Especially in the idea that he has Fireheart's blood, and people talk about that. Like he'll make a strong cat just like you, Fireheart, because he's your kin. But unlike Fireheart, and unlike your typical like young adult protagonists, he has none of the like pizzazz or charm. He's just annoying. He doesn't have like a fun, spunky attitude. He's just like, gosh, cut it out, Fireheart. Don't tell me what to do.
Brat. Yeah.
He's a real brat.
He's a real
brat.
He's a real
brat.
Annoying younger brother type.
Big nephew vibes, and of course he is a nephew.
Oh my god, yeah. He's that one like really annoying, really spoiled cousin.
Yes.
Because, like, I have nephews, and so I think it's funny that they're like, he's your nephew, he'll be a great. And it's like, just because they're related to me in some way doesn't mean they're going to be, like, super good at the things I am.
My nephews suck at math.
My nephews can't even draw right now. They can hardly use a crayon. So, like, why are we trying to make them live up to me? Come on, that's crazy. I can walk
and ride a bike way better than they can right now. They're still crawling. I'm so
all
far
the other
ahead.
Neighborhood kids, they still got their training wheels on. I'm doing tricks. I'm doing wheelies.
And yeah, sure, I'm 24 years old.
They can't even say words yet. Come on.
But if you say you're a prodigy, you better be a prodigy.
They're 5, but like, come on.
The younger you get, the more the gap matters, because 1-year-old is double the age of a 0-year-old.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
I don't know if that math
that's crazy.
Up to scrutiny. One is right. Twice as much as 0. Let's not get into that.
Let's not. Please don't put that in your calculators, guys.
So, Fireheart has his dream of the week. His dream of the prophetic dream of Spotted Leaf.
Chapterly, basically, at this point.
Yeah. No words to this prophecy, which honestly, at least as far as I remember, I don't think she actually says anything.
She doesn't.
It feels like the most nothing
this
dream
one, honestly,
of like all of his weekly dreams.
Which I'm okay with. I am okay if this dream is purely symbolic of like Fireheart's fears and not like a, by the way, in this book, watch out for this thing.
Exactly.
Like we got in the last one.
And we get later in this book, but still. Yeah, I think this one was much more just about Fireheart's fears because it included all the other clan cats, not just Spotted Leaf. Sorry, I almost said Shadowheart, so I don't know what I was thinking.
Shadowheart!
Yeah, it's...
For any of the Baldur's Gate 3 fans out there.
Me, I love Shadowheart.
Shadowheart cannot be a warrior's name because that's the name of a clan. So, sorry.
Yeah.
Can't be named after a clan. I'm pretty sure that's taboo.
Wow.
Unless you're Tiger Claw, who gets to, like, tarnish the name of one of the original great clans because he's so cool.
Because everybody's so scared of him and so tired and sick.
Oh, man. I was talking to somebody, and apparently his name was supposed to be, like, Hammerclaw or something.
Yo!
His name was supposed to be Hammer, but then the authors were like, that doesn't fucking work. These cats don't have hammers.
These cats don't know what a fucking hammer is.
They don't know what a hammer is.
They know what a constellation is. They said the word kitchen in this book.
I have a couple of friends that I talked to about warriors with, and I'm pretty sure that they mentioned that to me. His name was going to be Hammerclaw. Then they realized cats would not know about hammers.
Would cats not know about hammers? That's the thing. I think I'm going to take a little detour to get into this right now because it's not super important, which means we can skip over it later. When there's a little bit of an intrusion into a two-leg home, or there's a lot more stuff about two-leg homes in this book than since the first one, right? We haven't gotten this deep into two-leg homes since the first one. Fireheart knows what a kitchen is, or at least his internal monologue is. He says the word kitchen, right? They still call monsters monsters, even though they see the two legs get inside of them, and they lived. Fireheart lived in a two-leg home, and he doesn't know what a fucking cage is. but he knows what a kitchen is. But they wouldn't know what hammers are. I'm just asking for a little bit of consistency, Aaron Hunter. That's all.
I think Fireheart is just a himbo. I think he knows the word kitchen because that's where the food was.
True.
His two legs were like, come into the kitchen. What if they never mentioned a
or
car?
cage? Yeah, they probably spelled it because they didn't want him to get upset. They're gonna put him in the CAGE to go to the VET.
I don't know how to spell. I'm just a guy.
And like, how often when you're like telling someone you're gonna go somewhere, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the vet later, do you specify you're going in a car? Like,
I'm more talking about. I feel like they would know they're not alive.
You see a bird outside?
Right? Yeah, sorry, I was chirping like that was actually my cat Flax got on mic. No, I was debating arguments in my head. I think it's more that it feels like they should know that the monsters aren't alive. Like, what other animal in the forest do you see two legs climb into?
I think they understand that like the two legs are operating them, but
that's true. Yeah,
Car's still scary.
Car's still scary,
you know.
Especially
you can ride a
in this
horse.
book. Boy, I thought Car was scary in book 2, and they had to take the Wing Clan cats across it. Car's scary in this book.
I think Car's
scary in real life to humans.
This might be a good time to bring this up because I don't think I got to in the last episode. If I did, you can cut this part out. I have a running list on my notes app of things the warrior cats know about that they really shouldn't. So I can add kitchens to that.
Please do.
The only 2 entries I have on there are eels and horses.
What? How do they know about eels? When did they mention eels?
I don't think they should know. Apparently, allegedly, hands in the air, allegedly, there are freshwater eels in England.
I don't believe this. Especially because in my head, this river that they're always talking about is a creek I could jump across. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's true. That's how I feel.
It's not like the Columbia River. It's not
the Thames.
The stream behind your house.
It's either that or the maps in the front of each of these books are wildly off because the scale of these maps makes it seem like the forest that these cats live in is like no more than 6 houses large. And each clan territory is about the same size. Like, this is like a couple football fields that these cats are all battling over.
No,
in terms of the map.
If you look at the map, it's pretty big.
Okay, insider knowledge. I'll part the veil. I don't know where my book is right now, so I'm the one making claims about the map, and I can't even back it up.
Okay, the forest that Thunder Clan lives in may be the size of a couple of houses, but like the whole clan territory is pretty big.
Hold on, let me look at my map.
But
let me Google the map.
While you're doing that, I stand by that these cats would not know what horses are. There's no fucking way they've ever seen a horse.
I mean, I guess there maybe have been horses on the farms near Barley and stuff, but even that's like
I feel like they would mention horses then. Like, I feel like that'd be a whole thing.
We're getting real deep into the lore. A lot of times in books like this, people chalk things up to like they have seen a horse, and for the narration's sake, they call it a horse, but they would not say horse, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, these are cats meowing, and we just get to know what they're
thinking. Because, like, realistically, they wouldn't know the names of any of the animals that live in the woods. Like, they wouldn't know what a shrew and a chaffinch are. They wouldn't
know what a rat
is,
They would
be like, this is a winged mouse, or this is a tiny cat.
So in the scenario that you just implied, they do know what mice are.
They know what a
everything
mouse is, but they don't know what a bird is.
Well, they see a tree.
Well, the mice introduced themselves, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
The mice like, came up, they said, cheese to meet you.
Cheese to meet you.
Okay, so, like, this is a translation of cats' meows, so in their language, it's something different than what we call it, but for the sake of, us human readers, they're naming the birds.
So you could consider it, instead of them saying horse, they are saying large, terrifying, four-hoofed monstrosity in cat language, and it's translated to horse.
I think the horse was also part of the narration, and it was like part of a compound word. So, like, you can stretch it that way. But Yellowfang
I want to know what that word was, because
Yellowfang straight up references an eel, like, in dialogue. Like, she says something about it.
You know what? I believe Yellowfang knows what an eel is.
Just because Yellowfang's
I do not believe that the rest of the cats.
Yeah, I think medicine cats especially. I think maybe maybe StarClan just gives them like encyclopedic knowledge letter by letter, like over time.
For your dream as a treat.
New bestiary unlock. Eel.
Yeah. a little thing pops up that's like creature knowledge.
Yes, exactly. And if you're a medicine cat, your goal is to stay alive long enough to 100% the bestiary.
You're
min-maxing the bestiary.
Prey dex.
It's a Pokédex, but for horses and eels.
We must move on.
We must move on.
No.
After the spotted leaf dream, Blue Star brings Fireheart out, and they're gonna go travel to the Moonstone, because Blue Star says that she must share dreams with StarClan. She's in such a troubled place right now. She needs guidance. They head out. Everyone's mad that only Fireheart is going, even though like it wasn't up to him. Everyone's like, "Oh, Fireheart, you think you're so cool," and he's like, "Guys, fuck off. I'm just doing what I'm told."
He's like, "I don't argue with women, so y'all need
Sorry,
to step off."
I don't argue with my leader, unlike some deputies. They try to travel through Wind Clan territory because they have to get to the Mothermouth, and a Wind Clan patrol led by Mudclaw, least favorite character in this book. That might be an exaggeration.
I was gonna say there's some cats that kill other cats in this book, and you don't like Mudclaw?
Yeah, but Mudclaw's just like a dick.
Yeah, can you imagine being Wind Clan and just by the right of heaven, just by your birthright, being given the gateway to Mothermouth where all the clans need to be, and then deciding to be a dick about that instead of
Mudclaw's just like, well, you guys had Broken Tail, so that justifies me breaking StarClan's rules of letting you go to Mothermouth. So they don't get to go to Mothermouth. Blue Star wants to fight, but they're like, we cannot fight off these Wind Clan warriors.
Yeah, and it's kind of a turning point because you can imagine, especially later in the book, once we get deeper and deeper into Blue Star's distress, you can imagine a world in which she was able to share dreams with StarClan and it soothed her in a major way.
That's why I hate Mudclaw.
Fuck you, Mudclaw.
Fuck you, Mudclaw.
One middle claw up to Mudclaw. Dude, if in book 6 a cat flips off another cat, best series ever. I'm looking forward to it.
I wonder what...
I bite my paw.
I bite my paw at thee. It's like a snarled lip, like flipping someone off.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. They
Flick
blink
of the tail.
gratefully and they wink aggressively. I don't know.
They just show them their butthole like actual cats.
They return to the camp and everyone's pretty mad that Wind Clan wouldn't let them through, as they should be, because Wind Clan should have let them through. In the midst of all this, Cloudpaw returns from quote-unquote hunting.
Quote-unquote.
Goes straight to the apprentice den without eating.
Dude, he not even... he's the worst liar in history.
Yeah, so everyone's like, this guy ate while he was hunting, obviously.
And it's so funny. Yeah. I remember reading this part and being like, wasn't this a huge deal in the first book when Fireheart, then Firepaw, ate while hunting instead of bringing food back for the clan first? And now Cloudpaw comes back. Everybody's like, that motherfucker ate while hunting. And they're all just like, we'll let it go this time, Cloudpaw.
I think Fireheart's a little bit afraid of confrontation with Cloudpaw.
That's true.
Yeah.
Probably because Fireheart projects himself onto Cloudpaw a lot in this book. He sees like a failure to make Cloudpaw into a warrior as proof that kitty pets can't be warriors and that he's more of an exception than he thought he is.
Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't want to prove the rest of the clan right that kitty pets can't be warriors.
Emphasized throughout the book, especially Darkstripe, who has turned a lot of his past kitty pet hate onto Mr. White Paw Cloud. Cloudpaw.
White Paw Cloud.
Well, he's white and fluffy, which means cloud. There we go. That's the mnemonic device I'll use to remember it.
Cloudpaw doesn't get to go to the gathering. Fireheart grounds him, and Cloudpaw's like, no, oh man, come on, Fireheart.
Oh, no more games. Come on, Dad.
What do you mean I can't go to the movie tonight?
It's like the whole family's going
your homework.
Yeah. There's a lot of bickering between the two of them in this book, and it's really well written, but it's also very frustrating because you just feel for Fireheart feeling so inept.
There's just a lot of bickering in this book.
It's a lot of bickering. It's
like,
very
Blue Star bickers with Fireheart, and Fireheart and Sandstorm bicker a couple times, and Fireheart and Cloudpaw are fighting for almost this whole book.
Damn, I can't wait to get into that.
Cloudpaw has real "you're not my real dad"
So
energy in this book.
I don't know how much. Okay, I'm gonna look at the cliff notes myself, so I know how much longer until we get to the part that I really want to talk about, or related to Cloudpaw.
I'm trying to like move through a little bit quicker because we spend a lot of time on like the first 3 chapters.
Yeah, we did. We're on chapter like 5, 6. We're on chapter 7 now. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of. In the past episodes, we've kind of gone into super detail, and it's good to make sure we remember everything, but I think it's more fun to be able to like kind of riff on stuff and then skip things, you know?
Yeah, because we don't have to get into like all of the like character interactions since we know the characters pretty well, and we can really focus in on ones like Cloudpaw and Darkstripe and Sandstorm, who really do get a lot in this book.
Yeah.
Compared to, we don't have to talk about every single thing that, Longtail is doing.
We're also still like, this is our 4th book review episode. We're figuring it out as we go along.
We're out of our, and then the elders say this era.
So the patrols are gathered to go to the gathering. They managed to make it without any trouble, unlike the last book where they got like gang circled around and escorted to the gathering.
Escorted.
They make for the gathering. Blue Star announces that Broken Tail is dead. And that we don't see a lot of this gathering, actually, which I thought was really weird.
It's quite short,
basically all we get is, we get the usual where some of the cats will talk to each other. I think Fireheart has a moment with One Whisker from Wind Clan. That's either in this gathering or a later gathering, where he's just like,
no, it's definitely in this one.
I haven't forgotten what you've done for Wind Clan. Oh, yeah, because I think
it becomes important later that he still has one friend in Wind Clan.
Yeah, well, throughout this book, we sort of see, Fireheart's connections in the other clans. We see, he still has friends in Wind Clan. They sort of develop a relationship with some class from Shadow Clan. Obviously, he has, Greystripe and Mistyfoot in River Clan. He wins some favor with the River Clan leader in the last book. He's making all these connections throughout these books, and I think that we kind of run through those.
Yeah, he's really setting up
gatherings.
His own WCU Warriors Cinematic Universe. I'm ready for the end game when all of his friends.
He's building his resume for when he has to apply to StarClan for his promotion.
Yeah, when he has to do something to finally unite the 4 clans and restore peace to the forest. Eventually. Yeah. Kill some 2-legs, hopefully? Let's see. I don't know.
Kill some 2-legs. Yeah! Woo! Guys, these cats have got to stop fighting each other and unite against the common enemy, these asshole 2-legs.
Yeah.
They ruin everything.
Spoilers.
They're the source of all conflict.
Spoilers for this book, they suck.
So true.
Yeah. At the gathering, pretty much all I can remember is that Blue Star announces that Broken Tail is dead, refuses to say how he died, and also names Fireheart as the new deputy, and won't tell the other clans about Tiger Claw.
About how he died specifically,
or that he's gone. What
happened
to him? Because they don't say that Tiger Claw died; they just say that Fireheart is the new deputy. Obviously, I think that the deputies stand up by the leaders at the gathering too, don't they? No, they don't. No, because Fireheart's I think is down among the other clans.
I think they stand at the base of High Rock.
But the cast from the other clans notice that Tiger Claw's not there because that's weird. He's been especially since he's this monster of a cat. He is not
sneaking
through the crowd. He's a big guy.
He's a big dude.
Do you think Tiger Claw is a Maine Coon or something? Do you think he's
I think he's a
big boy?
Real tiger that nobody's noticed. I think he's a raccoon.
I think he's a raccoon.
Yeah.
He's actually a fox that really just
small fox. Through. Yeah. He's either a big cat or a small fox. Hard to tell. And to jump back a little bit, apparently they know about the idea that there's big and small dogs. That's funny. That's really funny to me because if they know that, they shouldn't be nearly as scared of dogs. In general, they should be like, dog. Is it big or small?
I hear that they have dogs. Oh, it's a golden doodle. Oh, okay.
There's a lot of dogs that they could fucking beat the shit out of. If they know about dogs, they need to know the words.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, they need to learn the words Doberman and be scared of just that.
Dog.
I think Fireheart could beat a Yorkie.
Yeah,
or
Fireheart could kick even a schnauzer's ass.
I think you could get a wiener dog. I think you could.
There's a lot of dogs that wouldn't even try and fight the cat. They'd be like, please don't hurt me.
So we cut from the announcement that Fireheart is the new deputy, immediately to the next morning, we don't see the rest of the gathering, which is so interesting. I guess the other takeaway from the gathering is that the Shadow Clan cats don't seem like they're doing good. Like,
yes,
Night
we do
Star
learn
looks
about
pretty
sickness.
frail. Some of the other Shadow Clan cats look like they're pretty worse for wear.
One
Not
walks
doing
away coughing.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. And somebody says, it is hairball season. And me, being an audience member who had the prologue, goes, no, you fool.
No, this is the prologue. No, I had fully forgotten about the prologue by this point. But the next morning...
This guy hasn't read the book.
The next morning, Sandstorm... Sandstorm and Dustpelt have found two Shadow Clan warriors in ThunderClan territory, and they brought them to camp to
Dude, they should be Shower Clan warriors. They stink.
These cats better be Shower Clan warriors. By the next book? Come on. I can't keep following these stinky cats.
There's two Shadow Clan warriors on their land, but oh no, they're sick. They get dragged back, captured. Cinderpelt's like, let me look after them. And Yellowfang does a very Yellowfang thing and is like, no, you dumbass. They're like really sick. They're like sick.
They could kill us.
Yeah, they did
they're like
a whole
devastate the clan sick.
Yeah, they did a whole social distancing thing. They exiled these cats.
Yeah, this is the two Shadow Clan warriors are Little Cloud and Whitethroat, which I believe we had met as apprentices at like a prior gathering where one of them, Fireheart recognizes at least one of them as being one of the kits who was apprenticed early by Broken Star.
Forced to be a kid early. Or, no.
Forced to be a kid
Forced
early.
to be a kid
He's
early. Yeah, so I think like Blue Star ends up sending them away because of their disease. They've got rat
they've
disease.
been eating rats from Carrion Place. And it's been making them all sick. They just had some bad fucking rodents. They all got food poisoning.
Yeah, they got... What if it's the fucking plague? I didn't even think about that.
The
That'd be
plague?
awesome.
The cat plague?
The cats have the plague.
That's crazy.
Fireheart and Sandstorm take them back. They like lead them back to Shadow Clan just so they can be like, we're not just gonna let you guys go so you can go hang out in our territory more. They follow them.
But these cats are like very insistent that they're like, no, you can't take us all the way home. Just let us walk. We've got this.
To the point where they get to the Thunder Path and they're like, okay, here we can cross by ourselves. And Fireheart's like, you guys are fucking up to something. So he says, okay, go across by yourself. And then he follows them. And they slip under the road through a drainage pipe, like the ones that Fireheart and Grey Stripe went through to get WindClan back. That apparently nobody knows about except for Shadow Clan and now Fireheart.
They must be like covered by tall grass or something right on the border, so that like the fire,
I presume so,
or the Thunder Clan, the Fire Clan warriors, the Thunder Clan warriors can't like really go inspect it without like danger of running into a Shadow Clan patrol who will be like, "Hey, why are you nosing into our territory?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they discover this. They discover this tunnel. They go back and they tell Blue Star about it, and Blue Star is not as interested as she maybe should have been about like, we discovered a Shadow Clan secret, and she's like, that's cool.
Again, she's not really in her right mind.
But right after, well, first of all, I would like to say, important that Sandstorm is getting all this screen time, because Sandstorm is quickly and obviously becoming the next Spotted Leaf for our boy Fireheart. Sandstorm is a really great character in this book. They're like still as wry and funny and witty as they have been. They still like to like jab and jive Fireheart. So this is like kind of the beginning of a series of events in this book where they spend more time together.
Yeah, so like ever since the second book, I think this has been kind of boiling in the background one-sidedly.
Yes.
That like it's been pretty obvious. Sandpaw has a sudden change in disposition around Fireheart. And it's like, oh, yeah, we know what's going on. But Fireheart doesn't. Fireheart, dumbass, does not know what's happening.
Yeah, oblivious fool. I think that it's around here that, in fact, Dustpelt tries to do his traditional, like, snide jab at Fireheart, and Sandstorm sticks up for Fireheart And Fireheart's like, that's weird. You guys used to be big friends. And then he notes, like, they've grown less close as Sandstorm's become my friend. And, sucks to suck, Dustpelt.
He goes, interesting.
Are they siblings, Dustpelt and Sandstorm? Or were they just apprenticed
I think that
born
they're
around
just...
the same time?
I don't remember if they're siblings or if they just, like, were kidded at the same time.
I think they were just kidded at the same time. Like, I think I'd remember them being, like, siblings.
I did a quick Google search. They are not siblings.
Okay.
They're not siblings.
It's just that Sand and Dust are, like, the same thing, basically.
Sand and Dust are very similar, and they also were, like, just the two little shithead twins in the first book.
Exactly. I'll say it. Yeah. Sand is just beach dust. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be canceled by the woke mob. And Dust is just how
sand.
They hate
me for my sand opinions.
Particles are particles. Sand can't just be dust. We get a little bit more with Cloudpaw here. Fireheart notices that Cloudpaw's looking a little big.
He's looking a little rotund in the tummy, like many of our house pets are.
He's getting a little fat for a clan cat.
Getting a little chubby.
He's getting the classic pouch that we all love in our own cats.
Yeah.
Because they mention that as he walks, his belly drags on the ground, which is fucking hilarious because he's still a young cat. He's small. He's small and big.
I love it when kittens are chubby
really
and then their tail is just like straight up. They look like little bumper
it's
cars.
So good. You're so right.
Is this a good time to mention my favorite thing about this book, which is
Bramblekit?
Yes.
Yes.
Bramblekit is... It's so funny that just like every 5 chapters, Fireheart will just turn around and this little dumbass kit is just staring at him, and Fireheart is so scared.
Right, and the part that you forgot to mention is that Bramblekit is Tiger Claw's
It's Tiger
son.
Claw's kit, yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks a lot like Tiger Claw.
So it's very much like a physical manifestation of Tiger Claw haunting this narrative still, even though he's not in the clan anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny that, like, it's just this little dumbass kid staring up at Fireheart, and Fireheart's like, ugh!
It basically goes like this. Fireheart's looking at kits, having a nice time. Fireheart's like, the kits. I'm so glad they're strong. Then he looks an inch to his right, and he's like, oh, shit, Bramblekit,
Oh,
and then he's
Tiger
like,
Claw!
And then he shakes from his head. He's like, no. Just because he's Tiger Claw's kit doesn't mean that he'll be evil, but I can't shake that fear. Rinse and repeat 6 chapters later.
I just sent a screenshot from my notes. This is just for the two of you.
Audience, you'll never see how funny this is. I'm sorry, I haven't even read it yet.
Bramblekit is just like autism staring.
He really is. It's really funny.
This is a really good little meme you made, Jaron.
Thank you. Maybe I'll post this somewhere when this episode comes out, but the people can see.
But importantly, with Cloudpaw, he's looking big, and Fireheart notices. So this time, when he tries to take him out to hunt, and Cloudpaw does his typical really annoying thing, Fireheart decides, instead of just arguing with him and bickering like he usually does, Cloudpaw asks to go hunt on his own because he, quote-unquote, is always more successful like that. And Fireheart says, you know what, sure. And he decides to follow Cloudpaw without him knowing. And surprise, surprise, he follows him straight to the 2-leg place. Now here's one of the parts of the book where I thought I really knew what was going to be happening, and I was really excited for it, actually. But then I was wrong. I was really excited because I thought it would be interesting character development. I thought Cloudpaw was going to be consistently going back to visit his mom. I really thought it was going to be that he was spending time with Princess, and Princess was bringing him food, and that, it was just a side effect of the fact that he missed his mom. I thought that was going to be what was happening, and I was like, oh.
You're giving Cloudpaw way too much credit.
I know. As soon as I thought that I saw that happening, I was like, that's such a good character development moment. Like, I can't wait to see how they unravel this. And then I was wrong. No, that's not what he's doing. He's literally just going to beg at a door like a freeloader. He's doing what the alley cats in LA do. He just yells at your door until you put out hard food for him.
Yeah, he's filling up on two-leg food, and he justifies it by saying, well, now I don't have to take from the fresh kill pile, so the clan can eat more. And Fireheart's like, you don't get it, man. You cannot be eating two-leg food.
This little fucking cat doesn't get anything, in fact.
Yeah,
he goes inside the house, even. Like, the two legs...
Yeah.
Apparently, it's been a few weeks that he's been doing this also, so the two legs, like, know this cat, right? And we have the dramatic irony as the audience of knowing what human beings do when you've been taking care of a stray cat for a while.
Eventually.
Eventually,
it's your cat. Yeah.
Exactly. For free, in fact.
My cat now.
Fireheart, like, talks to Sandstorm about it, and they have, like, a little heart-to-heart. But the whole time, like, all this stuff is happening, Fireheart's just, like, wishing he had Graystripe to talk to, which I think... It's very sweet, but it's also really funny that he's got all these smart, capable women around him. He's got, like, Sandstorm and Yellowfang and Cinderpelt that could give him so much advice. And he's just like, I wonder what my dumbass friend would say right now.
I wonder what my yaoi husband is thinking.
I wonder what my idiot friend who hardly ever helped me out in the last few months he was here
would think. He was hardly ever a font of wisdom, but I wonder what he would know.
I literally wrote... Man, the smart, beautiful she-cat is great, but I wish I knew what my dumbass friend would say right now.
Yeah. And it's funny because even in his absence, he is getting a lot of advice from all three of those characters. And they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
This book is really about
when
everybody helping Fireheart get over his lack of confidence.
It's like when guys go to other guys for dating advice. It's like, I don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk to a woman?
I've never done that, ever.
Unless you know any, like, really successfully married, very, like, well-adjusted men, I would not ask any of them. I would not ask anybody else.
If they haven't been in a relationship for at least 5 years, I don't know if I'd listen to them.
Right, why are you asking your other single dude who only shouts at women in clubs? Like...
Who calls himself an alpha male? Come on.
During this time, I believe we've kind of brushed over Cinderpelt a little bit. She, at the beginning of this book, was feeling very down in her medicine get abilities. Still, like, hanging over her from Silverstream's death in the last book. That she's feeling... She's in a bit of a slump, and Yellowfang's trying to, get her out of it in her very, rigid, sharp way. But during this time, Willowpelt gives birth to her new kits. And it all goes great. And that's like a huge W for Cinderpelt, which is awesome.
It all goes great. And good thing that Cinderpelt is getting her confidence up. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
I like Cinderpelt. What do you...
I love Cinderpelt.
What? Because of the implications,
Why are you saying it like that?
Because of it's necessary?
Yes, it's a really good thing that Cinderpelt's going to be such a good medicine cat for ThunderClan someday.
Yes, someday. Not soon, of course. Not soon.
And then Fireheart decides he wants to go see Graystripe, so he's like, I'll just go wander towards RiverClan. And he finds Whitethroat and Little Cloud again.
The two sickly boys.
And he's pretty peeved about this. And Cinderpelt gets into it with him because she's been secretly taking care of them. Yellowfang said that this sickness was deadly and that it could not be cured. But Cinderpelt figured something out, and it's getting these cats better. Another insane W for Cinderpelt.
Yeah, see, I'm really glad that this isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be that she was wrong and she ends up killing them and it's even worse for her, or she's wrong and she gets sick herself. I'm really glad that that's not what happened. I think it would have been too much for this book. Like, that would have been too sad for this book. But the entire time I was just worried that Cinderpelt
would just be like, it would be so sad for no reason. It's like Cinderpelt proved when she was an apprentice that she had a knack for medicine. Then to just, like, do that would be really shitty. But, that's me. That's us making up a situation to get mad at. That's not real.
Yeah. I'm just glad it wasn't that.
Yeah. Glad that Cinderpelt is, doing what Cinderpelt does. She's kicking ass. She's getting her groove back. It's awesome.
Kicking ass, taking feline names.
Yeah. Cinderpelt convinces Fireheart that because they're getting better, that he keep their secret from Blue Star and let them stay and continue to be treated until they are well enough to travel home. Not like completely better, but well enough to go back to their camp. Fireheart agrees, reluctantly. But, you know, it's in his nature. He's very much like... That is a choice that he would have made before he had so much to consider as deputy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cloudpaw has been abducted, as everyone knew he was going to. He's disappeared from the camp. All of the other apprentices are so concerned because they're like, we knew what Cloudpaw was doing, but we didn't think he'd go with them. Fireheart's like, interesting that you guys knew what was going on, but we'll worry about that later. Something interesting about this, he ends up going, I think him and Sandstorm both go to chase after him.
Cinderpaw? Who else?
I think it's just the two of them.
No, it's just Fireheart and Sandstorm.
Right. We get a third member added to their group later, which made me super happy. But we'll get to
that. Yeah.
They see Cloudpaw kicking and screaming, being put into a monster by the Two Legs. Now I wrote this down because the monster is described as like being the size of the two-leg nest.
I think it's like a moving
I'm
truck.
like, is this like a
that's
U-Haul?
What I assumed.
Are they putting this cat in a U-Haul to take it to the vet? Like, what's going on?
They also describe the cage as like a mesh of metal twigs, and I was like, that's very funny.
So, to spoil it later, we do find out where Cloudpaw is, and he's at a different home that is like down the road. So I think they're just moving.
It could have been like a pound truck, maybe. Like maybe they took him to like an adoption center, and he got adopted by a different family in town.
They also say that the two-leg nest is empty now, so I think it is that they're moving.
Oh yes, they're moving.
Shout out to Toasty.
Or maybe this rural New Englander just drives a boosted pickup truck.
Drives a huge U-Haul-sized truck.
A huge Hummer.
No, I didn't even think about the fact that the two legs would be moving. That's interesting.
Moving not very far away because it's close enough that a cat can just walk there. So.
I assumed that they were taking Cloudpaw to the cutter. I thought he was going to get cut.
Right, they don't mention whether or not he did, but I was like, if they took a cat in, they 100% would, but I guess maybe they didn't.
I have an answer to that question. I don't think it's answered in the books, but I did Google it because I was curious.
Probably has kits later.
So I Googled. Google has this feature that's been around for a while, AI Overview, where it will scrape for information based on your Google search and put it in. I Googled...
You're going to say searching.
Yeah, Google has this great feature called Looking Things Up. No, I Googled... Did Cloudpaw go to the cutter? Because I want to know, does this guy have his balls still?
Important. It's important for the audience. We're not weirdos.
If he's got his balls. And AI Overview says yes. In the Warrior Cat series, Cloudpaw was taken to the cutter, a dangerous, sharp cliff edge, by the rogue Tiger Claw in the book Rising Storm.
That's fucking hilarious.
Where he was nearly thrown off but was rescued by Fireheart and Sandstorm. So Tiger Claw tried to throw Cloudpaw. This part of the book we completely missed. No one read this part of the book.
Oh yeah, that must have been the hidden chapter.
That's the secret
That's if you
lore.
split the pages open.
That's if you burn the page to reveal the real story. Tiger Claw took Cloudpaw to this dangerous, sharp cliff edge. Tried to throw him off. But the answer is no. Cloudpaw did not go to the vet, which I guess we can also infer from the fact that the two legs were moving and not like taking him somewhere else. That was my first thought. Was like, the idea was this is gonna be forever consequences for Cloudpaw. Like
I thought that would be like I was very prepared for it to be for Cloudpaw's character arc from here on out to be about learning to live with the consequence of his actions and like struggling to live in the forest but overcoming that despite being neutered.
As much as that would be like very poignant for his character, I'm kind of glad that this isn't a like forever consequence moment, because this arc for Cloudpaw to me feels like more like he's being given the choice that Rusty was given, but Rusty came to make that choice himself and Cloudpaw never got to. So this is sort of an opportunity for Cloudpaw to actually decide for himself for the first time. Do I...
Yes, artificially creating the situation that Rusty was in.
Like, the choice is being formed around him as he's taken to this two-leg place. He has to decide now, is this for me, or do I want to go back to the forest and be better? And I think that's really good for his character.
Yeah, because it was a little unfair. Cloudpaw did not choose warrior life. His mother, gave him up for it. So I think it is fair to, give him this choice. But again, and it is kind of like a factory reset moment for Cloudpaw.
Yeah, when they rescue him later, he's like, guys, I fucked up.
Yeah, he's like, I hated it in
that
there.
Sucked.
But there's also some hilarious stuff.
They try to go after Cloudpaw. Cloudpaw's been taken. He's taken to the cutter by Tiger Claw. Fireheart tries to get him back, and obviously can't catch up to the monster. It's way too fast.
He tears his paw pads on the asphalt.
Yeah.
It's such a sad moment.
Yeah.
Very cinematic. One of those cinematic moments that these books have so many of that I'm like, I want to see this animated. I want to see this in a movie.
It would make such a good movie series.
The thing is,
short series.
So for context, I talked to my sister over winter break. She was visiting for the holidays. She was. Do you not talk to your family over winter break?
No, I did. Okay. I want to talk to your sister.
She would spoil so many things about Warriors to you because she remembers so much about these books. For not having read them since about the same time I stopped reading, but she was deep in the fandom, role play and the forums and everything. And I was talking about how much I wish that this could have been a show, and she's like, there's some violent stuff in these books. They could not animate that and show it to kids. She listed
That's
some
true.
examples of characters getting killed in really gruesome ways. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can't wait for my kid to watch a cat get hit by a car.
That's it's the tip of the iceberg of Warrior Cat's deaths.
It's true.
But yeah,
drowning in a gorge.
This is Fireheart chasing after the monster is one of those really cinematic moments, like Fireheart meeting Tall Star and the sun beaming on him and the stuff like that just these visuals that just stick in my head of I would kill to see. I'm sure there's tons of fan art of this kind of thing that I could just look up, but
yeah, true.
Or animatics
fan art. If you have Warriors fan art of these moments that we love so much, please email them to us. I would love to see them.
If you have drawn us as OCs, please email it to us. I'd love to see it.
If you have drawn me as a cat getting hit by a car, please email it to me.
Please email it to President Joe Biden's line.
Please do not email me fan art of me getting hit by a car.
Send me your fan art of me dying in a glue trap. I don't care.
Only if it's funny. If it's funny, if I'm in the Family Guy death pose.
Yeah, Fireheart comes back to the camp, and obviously he has to. All of the apprentices were so worried about Cloudpaw, so obviously now all the warriors also know about it. Fireheart doesn't want to tell certain warriors in the clan about what happened to Cloudpaw, but he does. Everyone's pretty bummed out, but also Darkstripe is I'm gonna tell everybody about this kitty pet. I'm telling everybody this dumbass kitty pet went home.
Yeah.
I think 3 separate times in this book they say news spreads through the camp like a blank, and it's a different metaphor each time. And every time I notice it, I was
spreads through the camp
it's so funny that you gotta keep. Yeah, yeah. One time they say wildfire, another time they say creeping ivy.
Whoa.
And I think it's very funny.
That goes hard.
Yeah. I don't know, it goes real hard. Can you imagine if the climax of the book was them the ivy
The ivy's coming!
They're watching it slowly grow towards them.
It got patch pelt! Run!
My legs are caught in the ivy!
Back in my day, warriors could fight off ivy.
All the clans fear ivy.
And then there's some warrior named Ivy Pelt who's I just got here. What's going on?
They said ivy would save our clan.
Speaking of Ivy will save the clan, Fireheart has another Spotted Leaf dream.
Fireheart has a dream.
Fire has a dream of his beloved. Now, I have a confession to make. I never saw Firepaw's admiration of Spotted Leaf as being romantic. I always...
Oh.
I did a little bit.
I guess, like, romantic might be strong because he's just, like, a kid with a crush on his school nurse. But, like,
yeah.
I never got that vibe from him. I always thought it was just, like, you know, fish out of water, wide-eyed little cat in the clan for the first time, and he sees this medicine cat who's so wise and so close to the leader and just, like, has an admiration for her and her position. But this book does kind of confirm that, like, he did have a thing for her.
Yeah, I think that it was, like, down... Yeah, go ahead, Toasty.
Yeah, I'm like, I got that vibe, but, like, who doesn't love a beautiful woman who knows what she's doing?
So
you know?
fair.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I think he just has a thing for, like, a fiery spirit, and Spotted Leaf absolutely had that. She's like, are you really gonna tell a medicine cat how to do their job? Like, she was good. She was fiery, and I think that is Fireheart's type.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he likes people who share a trait with his name.
I remember you guys, like, bringing that up in pretty much every book review episode, and me just kind of going along with it, but not, like, really truly feeling it. But in this book, it's, like, it's pretty hard confirmed that, like, once he finds out that Sandstorm fancies him, he's like...
I only have eyes for...
But what about Spotted Leaf? Could this be my new Spotted Leaf?
I want to bring one thing up. When, like, Cinderpelt tells Fireheart to, like, move on, essentially. Like, there are people in your life now who enjoy you, so you should enjoy them. And from this point forward, he's, like, seeing Sandstorm in a new light. Is it just me, or are they trying to make this cat sound kind of sexy?
Absolutely.
They're trying to make this cat sound sexy.
Like, when he looks at her again.
They're saying, like, her deep green eyes. And her, like, flirt. I think they said, like, flirty wink. I don't know. They say some wild stuff.
The way
about
she
this cat.
flicks her
So, like,
tail.
the way the sun beams off of her fur or whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Her horny gaze really pierced Fireheart right to his...
Okay.
The balls he still had.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Fireheart's dream about Spotted Leaf is totally normal and nothing like what you just heard. She gives him the real prophecy of this book, which I think...
It's the worst one so
far. I feel like
far.
every book the prophecies get worse.
As in, like, less helpful.
Less
like...
helpful or just, like, less cryptic. Because, like, in one of them was, like, even water can quench fire, and it's like, okay, the river. Water, yeah. We get it.
Yeah.
And in this one is, like, on the opposite end of the spectrum, where one of them is, like, this one's too, like, wink, wink obvious. This one's way too cryptic. This one's way too vague. It's like, beware of the enemy who seems to sleep. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, most of the time, your enemies aren't out in the open doing their shit. So it's like, any enemy could be referred to.
I assume it means Tiger Claw, because we don't, like, hear anything about
because
him
he's
through most of the
pretty
book.
much he's lurking in the background, you know, scheming his schemes in this book. But Fireheart thinks that it means the sick Shadow Clan cats. He thinks maybe they're pretending to be sick. They're seeming to sleep so that they can like spy on their territory or whatever. Which is how he ends up talking to Cinderpelt, and then they have their girl talk.
Which is when
Sorry, something that we haven't mentioned yet that's sort of been building this book. It's been, like, really hot and dry this summer.
Yeah.
It has been...
They're going through a drought.
Yeah, it's been... They mentioned it at the beginning of the book, but I think at this point is where it's like, we're struggling for water. We need to start making trips to bring extra water for the elders because, like, our normal water sources are drying up, and the elders can't make the trip all the way to the River Clan border.
Yeah, and I think... At this point, it's been a couple months also since the start of the book, right? I think this book takes place over maybe like 2 months because there's a lot of time skips between chapters of like 3 or 4 days or a week.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't.
So it's like summer, I think.
Cinderpelt also says that the Shadow Clan cats are gone. She sent them away. They were well enough to travel. Fireheart kind of doesn't believe her.
You know, which is valid.
But they, as an excuse to go check out the Shadow Clan cats, Fireheart decides he's gonna go. The elders are scared of some two-legs that have been running around in the forest. They're on summer break. They're causing a havoc for all these feral cats. And so Fireheart volunteers to go fetch water for the elders as an excuse to go check out the part of territory where the Shadow Clan, by the Owl Tree, I think, where the Shadow Clan cats were hiding.
Yes.
And they are gone. But in doing so, he gets attacked. This is my favorite part of the book.
Ambushed, you can say.
I loved this. I had to, like, put down the book and just be happy about this for a while. In, like, an exact
one-to-one
recreation of their first meeting, Graystripe, like, jumps on Fireheart's back, and they have a little tussle, and it's just so cute.
It is cute.
They're so happy to see each other. I fucking miss this character, even though he's a dope.
I do love Graystripe, even though he's a massive dumbass and he made some really stupid decisions. I do still love him. He's just a friendly guy. Dopey and lovable. How could you not?
So reliable too, which is such a lovable trait in a character.
Except for that one whole book.
So they have a reunion.
We just don't talk about.
Oh yeah. He's for sure.
They get to like reconvene, and Fireheart has like a bit of a sad realization when he realizes he can't talk to Graystripe. He can't actually talk to Graystripe about what's going on because he doesn't want to tell the other clans about Blue Star. He can't tell the other clans about Blue Star. And it finally like dawns on him that like Graystripe is the other clans now. I can't just go around telling him all of ThunderClan secrets. And it's a little bit sad that like this is his moment of realization that this relationship is kind of gone in that way.
He realizes he's like truly lost Graystripe at this point. Like,
yeah, except that he says here and continually throughout the book a lot of stuff along the lines of, I wonder if I could convince him to come back to the clan. And in my head, the whole time I was reading that, I was like, no, man, you got to let go of him. I thought that was the character journey he had to take in this book, was like, you got to let go of Graystripe. You can still be friends, even if you're in different clans. But a little bit of a spoiler and jumping ahead. Near the end of the book, Graystripe does seem to want to come back to ThunderClan
really
a little bit.
regrets going to RiverClan.
Even though he's very happy to see his kids.
He's so happy to be with his kids, but he also doesn't feel like they need him. We can get to that. Big part of this book, when Fireheart returns to the camp, the patrol that was out by the ShadowClan border comes back, and something bad has happened. Fireheart goes to check it out, and Running Wind is dead.
Bum, bum, bum.
Fan favorite character, Running Wind.
And this is the part where I admit, which one is Running Wind?
No, that's
that is similar.
Running
to how
Wind
I
is
feel.
like the least focused on ThunderClan Warrior, which Running Wind is dead, and Whitethroat, the ShadowClan warrior who is sick, is standing over his body. Is Whitethroat the one who announces that Running Wind is dead?
Whitethroat, standing over his body, seeing the warriors approach him, becomes startled, starts to back away, and shouts what you should always shout when you're standing over a dead body.
He's dead.
That you did not kill. He's dead!
Yeah.
He shouts, he died!
Yeah.
Not helpful at all. Not good information. Yeah. You probably say, I didn't do it, or please help, or something.
Yeah, Fireheart does not take well to this shout and chases Whitethroat
immediately
onto the Thunderbreath, where Whitethroat is killed.
He's hit by a car. He is, for lack of a better word, trucked.
Yeah. And while, like, he is about to be hit by a car, he seems panicked for a reason other than the fact that Fireheart is chasing him. And then, after he is hit, Fireheart looks over at the edge of the Thunderpath and sees
Tiger Claw. This is the other, like, huge cinematic moment in this book. Like, Fireheart gripping the Thunderpath as the monsters rush, like, over him. Like,
yeah, they say that they rush next to him and over him.
Like, just like, I can imagine, like, time being frozen and, like, a shot from Fireheart's perspective of Tiger Claw where, like, the tires are going past. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool.
And there is first of all, this is such a sad moment because I instantly realized what was happening as soon as Whitethroat was standing over the body. I was like, Whitethroat didn't do it. And then when Fireheart chases him onto the Thunderpath and he dies, I'm like, it's just so tragic to cause an unnecessary death. And I think Fireheart deals with it like very quickly in the book, but it's still, I thought it was going to be a bigger thing, but it is still sad. So I was like super invested in this, and then Tiger Claw's there. And one of my favorite specifics is when they say he steels himself, unafraid of the monsters, and he sees that two are coming, and one passes by him very close, and in the gap between the first and the second one, he leaps directly at Tiger Claw, and because Tiger Claw wasn't expecting it because of the other monster, it catches him completely off guard. And I'm like, now that is a cinematic moment for some fucking cats.
So
like,
or rubbing my hands together. I love this shit.
What a good misdirection. Fireheart's really got that dog in him. That cat.
Yeah, this big battle ensues. Tiger Claw's got a gang of rogues because of course he does. And they start fighting, and who shows up to help but Gray Stripe with a River Clan patrol? They show up because they heard the commotion.
Yay!
And they fight off Tiger Claw and the rogues. They manage to chase him off. Tiger Claw leaves, but not before promising to kill each and every Thunder Clan cat one by one. Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, man.
And not to go back a little bit, but about Whitethroat's death, like, some general writing advice that is given to people who are writing about, like, poetry and shorter form things is, when you're focusing on, like, a large tragedy, like a war as a whole, it is much easier and much more impactful to, like, talk about a small moment, like a person's death that would not necessarily be impactful to the overall thing. So I think small tragic moments like this really help sell the... I cannot think or talk today. I know what I'm trying to say, but, like, I can't get it out.
It sells the immense scope of the problem better than trying to describe the scope could.
Yes, thank you.
I totally get what you mean, though, and I think it's very effective. They use it pretty well a lot in these books to focus in on little moments like this.
In response to this, they start sending out more patrols.
Blue Star is very shaken up by this.
Oh, obviously,
and at this point, it's like becoming worse and worse, and Fireheart volunteers the idea himself. We'll make sure there's always 2 or 3 warriors in camp at all times.
Yeah.
They don't want to have another one warrior in the camp moment.
Yeah, like was that at the end of the second book?
I think it happens multiple times,
when,
honestly.
Like,
I think it happens
has to, like, leap up to the rock to address the clan while he's still just a warrior, and they're like, what does this guy think he's doing? So, on one of these patrols, Fireheart and Sandstorm and one of the apprentices, I don't remember who. Brightpaw. They're out on a patrol, and they run into Ravenpaw. Surprise appearance. Ravenpaw, I really thought was going to be, like, a background character who comes in clutch in, like, the climax of the book. He's been in every book. He's, like, served an important role in every book.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy about it. Ravenpaw comes and tells Fireheart and Sandstorm that he has seen Cloudpaw and suspects that, you know, this is a clan cat. Suspects that he should go tell Fireheart about it specifically. Like, he knows that it's a clan cat, but suspects that, like, Fireheart would know something about this. I should go let him know.
Yeah.
So they send the apprentice home, and the 3 of them, this awesome trio. I love this.
It's a really great trio.
I love these 3. Because, like, Ravenpaw was kind of, like, the runt of the apprentice litter among, you know, Firepaw, Graypaw, Dustpaw, Sandpaw. So him, like, kind of going back and forth with Sandstorm here, he's built a lot of confidence throughout the stuff that he's been through. And he's got a way better life now.
It's really great to see his character arc.
So, yeah, it's actually really fun to see him go kind of barb for barb with Sandstorm in some of these moments.
And he has his own cool little moment where they're headed through a field that he's trying to lead them through, and some two-legs dogs have gotten off their leashes and chased them through the field. Sandstorm and Fireheart are, like, terrified, barely escaping the dogs, and they run up a tree to hide. And they're like, where's Ravenpaw? Where's Ravenpaw? And he's, like, lazily, like...
already in the tree.
Like, leading them on a goose chase through the field and, like, hiding in the barley. And then he pops up next to them in the tree without them even realizing he got there. And he's like, what are you guys so worried for?
Awesome.
And it's this cool moment where it's like, oh, it's good to see that he can take care of himself and he's become so street smart. Like I said, I love side characters getting their moment. It's my thing.
So they get to the 2-leg nest where Ravenpaw took Cloudpaw back to, and they just, like, get up on a fence and look through the window and see that he is locked inside with a dog, no less.
A small
Disgusting.
yappy dog that just runs around barking at him. It's super funny. They describe it like he just like lazily walks past the dog. Like, whatever, dude. It's very funny to me.
They see Cloudpaw, who appears to be thin and unhappy, which is funny to me.
Because he was taking the food willingly before, and now that he's only allowed to eat it, he's like, I don't want it anymore.
Too much of a good thing? No thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Were you about to say typically, like, house cats will just eat and eat and eat?
Yeah. I'm like, typically they are chunky.
No, he seems like he has instantly regretted the situation that the consequences of his own actions. He loved sowing and he fucking hated reaping.
He hated the reaping.
They managed to get him out, and he's like, with Fireheart and Sandstorm, he's like, you guys, that fucking sucked. I'm never gonna go near the Two Legs ever again. And they're like, yeah, you better not. We're gonna have to explain to the clan, like, how we got you back, why you're back.
And they're like, you better hope Blue Star
They run
takes
into
you.
the Wind Clan patrol again with our fan favorite Mudclaw. Makes a second appearance in this book. At this time, rightfully so, because they shouldn't be in Wind Clan territory. But, like, but I can still dislike Mudclaw.
Yeah, and my favorite trope. My favorite trope in stories like this, I don't know if I don't think it's even specific to a genre. I think it's just something that kind of necessarily has to happen in dramatic stories, but never makes sense to me as a real human who lives a real life. I just love when they refuse to explain stuff, whether it's for like, it's like, even if you don't think that will make them let you through, you're not going to say like, we had to rescue Cloudpaw, like we had to come this way.
Yeah, one of our apprentices
they might just let you go if you said that. They might not, but it's better than saying none of your business, because then they're going to fucking fight you. It's like, everybody's always so quick to not share information and then scratch each other's eyes out.
They do kick ass, though.
Almost like real life.
Cloudpaw kicks ass. Cloudpaw chases that apprentice off in like half a second, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And then Sandstorm was very impressed with him.
Good job, apprentice. You beat another apprentice. Whatever, man. No, they go back to the clan and they fill everyone in Blue Star in about what's going on. Blue Star is convinced that Cloudpaw is allowed to stay in the clan, but she's a little puzzled because she thought that what was happening for Cloudpaw was what StarClan wanted for him, and she was wrong. Yeah,
she's sowing the seeds of her distrust of StarClan. And I think it all is like, it's all of it, the distrust, like not believing Ravenpaw, not believing Cloudpaw, not believing what she thought StarClan had in mind for them is all building to her regretting what she did with her kids.
Yeah.
Which is
she's
a big part
starting
of
to
the last
realize
few
that, like, maybe this path she chose for herself wasn't the best for her, even if it was the best for the clan, and it's maybe starting to take a toll on her. She's seeing a lot of that regret of, like, nearing the end of her 9 lives, kind of thinking, like, what if I had just stayed with my kids? What if things had been different?
Yeah.
But we don't have time to dwell on that because the forest is fucking on fire.
Yeah, very quickly after
Very quickly, Fireheart wakes up and the forest is on fire. So they, we can move through this pretty quick because it happens pretty quick. But,
yeah, and we all knew it was going to happen. It's on the cover of the book. Man, I love when the cover of the book is a spoiler. It's great.
It's not on the cover of my book.
I think it's the reprint. The reprint has, like, the burning tree in the back, but I think the original cover is Fireheart and Sandstorm? Or it's Fireheart.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
That's the cover that I have, but I knew what the other cover looked like.
So, yeah, Fireheart manages to rally everyone, and most everyone leaves the camp, except for 2 of the elders, Halftail and Patchpelt, and Bramblekit, our favorite little guy, is still in the burning camp.
Wide-eyed sower of evil.
This poor little baby.
Fireheart and Yellowfang return to rescue them.
Cinderpaw offers, but Yellowfang says, "I'll be faster than you with that leg." Rude, even in these moments. Ouch.
But convincing.
But yes, and she and Fireheart are the ones that stay behind to try and save these 3. You were saying something, Toasty? I'm sorry.
I was just going to continue on. So they get back into the camp, and Yellowfang is struggling to get Halftail out while Fireheart drags Patchpelt to safety. And during this, he sees Bramblekit, who is stuck in a tree. while it is on fire.
Can't even muster a mew. He's so scared.
And he climbs the tree, jumping over the fire to get up there. He picks up Bramblecit in his mouth and is like, I can't see. The flames are following me. I just have to jump out of this tree and hope it's okay. And so he jumps out of the tree and is like, Bramblecit, you gotta fucking walk, dude, because I gotta pull this elder who's barely breathing.
He pulls Patchpelt.
Halftail's still in the camp.
Halftail
Patchpelt, yes.
and Yellowfang are now stuck in the camp. A tree falls and blocks the way into the camp, and they are both stuck. They can't get out. But knowing that there's no time to like try and solve that problem, Fireheart goes on, reunites with the rest of the clan, and they leave to cross the river into River Clan territory for safety.
We didn't really mention it, but this is a really big moment for Fireheart taking charge. Blue Star is like stun-locked in this moment. Blue Star is like absolutely shaken and is not being a proper leader, is kind of just quiet herself. And Fireheart absolutely takes the reins, tells everybody what to do to get to the river, etc., offers to stay back. He gets back up the ravine, and everybody's still at Sunning Rocks and not at the river. And he's like, excuse me, I said the river because the winds change, and the fire starts coming towards them. And he's like, okay, time to go. And it's this whole big cinematic thing where they head back to the river, and they keep talking about being able to feel the fire's heat on their side while they face the river. And some of the cats don't want to swim. He has to... even before that, Patchpelt dies, right?
Yeah, Patchpelt dies from smoke.
Patchpelt's inhaled too much smoke. He coughs and dies. Rest in peace, Patchpelt. All these old elders, no more of their fun stories and sly remarks. And when I was a warrior...
Back in my day, warriors could fight a fire like this.
Warriors had to fight a fire up and downhill. Uphill both ways.
And these cats do, like, not want to cross the river, despite the fact that the other option is fire.
Burn to death or get wet.
And thankfully our beloved Sandstorm crosses the river first to show that it is safe for everybody else to cross.
And beautiful.
Yes. Fireheart has to help Longtail across. Small-Ear, one of the last remaining elders, across. And he is like, come on, Small-Ear, you can do it. And he has to end up dragging this cat himself, because Small-Ear like basically does that thing that people who can't swim in panic do, where they just stop moving, right?
Yeah.
Which is a valid response, but it's not helpful. And he's like, oh, fuck, I just gotta save this cat myself.
Have you ever put, like, a shirt on your cat and then they just refuse
freeze
to move?
Yeah.
That's what he was.
That used to happen with my cat, Jinx.
Exactly.
We tried to, like, get a harness for him so we could walk him outside because he was not an outdoor cat. And you put that harness on him and he turns into a rock. He does not move.
It's super funny. It's understandable.
They don't like being restricted.
Imagine you've never worn a shirt before and somebody put a shirt on you.
Imagine you've never worn a shirt before. Ooh. Tough ask. They end up encountering leopard fur at the border, and she crosses the river so effortlessly just to show off, and brings Patchpelt's body across, which is very cool of her.
Yeah.
But before that, Fireheart and Small-Ear are saved by leopard fur because they were struggling across that river.
Yeah. The River Clan comes and helps save the day with leopard fur and gray stripe, of course, and everybody's worried about them. And they very kindly offer to help them until they can go back to their home. Mm-hmm. Blue Star, in the meantime, is still not...
Yeah, the other cats just kind of form like a meat wall around Blue Star so that no one can literally physically see how poorly she's doing. They're like, if we form a wall around Blue Star, then none of the River Clan cats could be like, hey, what's going on with that one?
Yeah, Blue Star is not well.
Asshole Darkstripe comes and interrupts a conversation about the broken deputy ritual to blame Fireheart for 3 deaths that were unrelated to him. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And who jumps in to defend him but my goat, Dustpelt? Finally being a homie.
Dustpelt. Realizing that Darkstripe's a jerk. Fireheart did nothing wrong. I sound like a politician just defending somebody. Fireheart did nothing wrong. Yeah. This part's difficult to talk about because it's just a bunch of cats being sad for, like, good reason.
It starts raining while they're running. The storm has risen. Woo! Title drop. It starts raining, and so... After the rain lets up, Fireheart and Graystripe gets permission to go with Fireheart to the ThunderClan camp to see if Yellowfang and Halftail are still there, if they're still okay. There's also a really cute scene that we can't dwell on for a super long time because we still have quite a few big things to cover in this book. Fireheart gets to meet Graystripe's kids, and it's so cute.
It's very cute. For approximately 3 sentences,
really
he gets to meet them. And then they're
I'm
called
really
back
glad
to
we did have an excuse to like go to RiverClan territory so we could see these kids, because I'm sure they'll be important later as like the story moves on to this next generation of kids.
Oh, for sure.
But anyway, they head back to ThunderClan territory. They find Halftail immediately, and he's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's literally, they described that his body is half burned,
That's
which is
so sad.
Terrifying.
Even for a character we
makes me realize,
don't really know a whole lot about, that's still like
right.
No,
and,
no cat should have to go through that. No cat should have to burn to death.
It really illustrates what your sister was saying about maybe a little bit too violent for a kids animated show.
Graystripe goes to bury Halftail while Fireheart tries to find Yellowfang. And this is the most heartbreaking scene in the book.
In any of the books so far.
This is what made me cry.
I 100% cried, yeah.
So Fireheart finds Yellowfang, who is still alive. And then Yellowfang tells Fireheart that about killing Broken Tail. She is admitting to her crimes. And how thankful she is that she was allowed in the clan, and she wishes Fireheart was her son. And that is the sentence that broke me.
It was really sad.
And shortly after this, she dies.
She dies, and she doesn't get to say goodbye to Cinderpelt or anybody else. It really broke my heart. It was, man, what a good character.
I'm gonna miss her.
What a tragic way for her to go. I'm gonna miss her so much.
I mean, like, contender for my favorite book for my favorite character in all these books, Yellowfang. Yellowfang has been my number one favorite for the past 3 books.
She is such a good character. There's just something about a character being on their deathbed and being like, no, you have to hear this. I'm so proud of you. I wish you were my son. Thank you for this life that I was able to live in my last, year. And then dying? Fuck.
It's so much.
If you need a good cry, I'd recommend reading that chapter.
This is the 4th book review episode of this show. If you're listening to this and you haven't read these books, at this point I can confidently tell you should read these books.
We've said this
they're fucking good.
And I will continue saying it.
They're so good.
Go read Warriors. Go order the Series 1 box set on Amazon
each time
for $25 and read through all these books.
I just had a realization. Maybe this podcast is just a social experiment in how no matter what you're consuming, if you consume it long enough, you get attached to the characters. Maybe no matter what this is about, we'd be like, 6 books in, we love these guys. Well, yeah, we've spent 12 hours with them. We spent a long time with them.
No, I was 1 book in being I love Yellowfang.
Yeah, me too. I was. They are very well written.
I think I'm on record saying in our first book review episode that I love Yellowfang, and I'm going to be really sad when she inevitably goes away.
Yeah. I mean, she was old. I thought maybe it was going to be old age or something, and it was going to be a lot more respectful. I mean, this is tragic, but still respectful. But I just was not prepared for this.
She kind of went out in not a warrior's death because it wasn't in a battle, but in a way that I think she
went out doing everything she could to help the clan.
Yeah.
The clan that so kindly took her in when she was kicked out of her other one.
Yeah.
I think
and Fireheart. Oh, go ahead.
The more we read these, the more that I'm yeah, everybody should read these. And also, I'm kind of glad I did not get into these books in middle school because I feel like I would have been insane.
I would have been insane.
I don't know if I would have been recoverable.
I'm insane about them now. I was insane about them in middle school, and I will continue being insane about them for the rest of my life.
I'm glad that I didn't get them into middle school because now that I'm 24, I know way better how to be insane. I can be so much more insane about them. My ability to be insane is way bigger.
Carry the first book around in my backpack so that when someone asks me if I've seen the movie Into the Wild, I can pull it out and show it to them. Be like, this one?
I have spending money and voting power. I can be so much more insane.
What are your congressmen doing to spread the ThunderClan agenda?
I'm calling my congressman every day to ask them when we're going to get a new medicine cat. We've been breaking the deputy naming ritual.
Oh my gosh. At this point when I was reading, I was like, there's 3 chapters left of this book. Something good has to happen soon.
That's how I was feeling. I'm like, this has just been tragedy.
But turns out you were wrong. So.
Yeah, of course. The ThunderClan, well, first of all, another very nice touch to Yellowfang's death is that Spotted Leaf actually comes down from StarClan to, like, reassure Fireheart and take Yellowfang.
Not visually, but auditorily. He hears her voice. And he's not dreaming this time.
He could almost see it or something like that.
Maybe.
I'd have to,
Either way, he's not dreaming this time. He's hearing it while awake, seeing it while he's awake.
He caught the familiar scent. He caught the scent and he heard her.
Oh,
there you go.
Basically, it's good for a cat.
Basically seeing if you're a cat. They return and they break the news that everyone probably already figured that those 2 had passed away as well.
Perished.
ThunderClan is safe to return to their territory and start rebuilding. Graystripe tries to, like, very unsmoothly fit his way back into the ranks. He's talking to Bluestar. He's like, no, maybe I could go back and help you rebuild and maybe stay a while. And Bluestar's like, fuck no!
Bluestar snaps at his ass. Bluestar snaps at WindClan for being like, stay as long as you need. She's like, we're going back now. And everybody's like, the forest is fucking dead. There's no prey. There's no nothing. And she's like, now. We're going back now. And then she's like, Graystripe, you made your fucking bed. Now lie in it. Graystripe, another character, loves reaping, hates sowing.
Yeah.
When they get back to camp, Bluestar demands to see Yellowfang's body. She wants to see her. And this part is where Bluestar's kind of fully lost it. She declares war on StarClan.
Yes.
She is pissed at StarClan for continuously doing these things to her and her clan after all the hard work she has done. And she is no longer a believer.
Yeah, basically gives up their religion, which is wild. Like,
she gets straight up Jobed in this book. If you guys are familiar with Job from the Bible,
she gets straight up Job.
She gets everything taken from her in a test of faith, and she fails.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna go around telling people
he just got straight up Job. Like anytime
from the Bible,
a friend of mine goes through a bunch of mild inconveniences over the course of a single day, I'll be like, "You're getting Jobed so hard today."
Somebody's straight up Jobbing me
right now. Are you Jobbing me right now?
Are you Jobbing me?
Bluestar. So like when a member of the clan dies, the leader is supposed to give is supposed to whisper words to their body to like send them on the way to StarClan, and Bluestar will not do it. Bluestar won't do it for the dead cats. I think that refuses, Whitestorm does it for her. Which Whitestorm in this Whitestorm again book, been super cool. Also been spending a lot of time in Bluestar's den, kind of like just being basically like a shadow deputy in this book. He's doing the emotional support.
He's become a caregiver.
And Fireheart is giving the, governmental support, I guess, of, doing her job for her. Like, some of the logistical support is probably a better way to say it.
And Whitestorm's very knowing. He's always, talking to Fireheart, making glances at Fireheart.
Yeah, he's, always there in Bluestar's den whenever Fireheart goes to talk to her about something. Which I thought might be, something between Whitestorm and Bluestar, but it turns out they're actually, related. Because everyone in ThunderClan is related, so I don't think it's anything more than just Whitestorm is chilling.
Honestly, good to get some fresh genes from the kitty pet pool in this clan.
I think they're half siblings or something.
I'm he becomes her caregiver really because she kind of stopped bathing and eating and stuff, and so he is making sure she's getting groomed and eating food and drinking water and not dying. They're cousins. I assume most of them are cousins.
Sweet home ThunderClan.
Oh, then it's fine. Then it's fine.
If they're second cousins, it's chill.
No, they're directly cousins. Whitestorm.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, Whitestorm is her nephew. Sorry, I read the sentence wrong.
Oh.
Bluestar's sister is Whitestorm's mother.
Interesting, okay.
No longer okay, actually.
No, I don't think there's anything more going on.
Cousins, I'm fine with. I draw the line at
family
nephew.
there. White Storm is also just like doing his job as an elder warrior, just like helping out.
I'd take care of my aunt if she was going crazy.
I'd take care of my aunt if she's like the head of our clan and going crazy.
I'd take care of my aunt if she was cursing the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a moment that I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm a sucker for rom-coms.
Real.
The closest thing we get to rom-com in this is the blossoming romance between Fireheart and Sandstorm, where Fireheart's doing things like noticing tingles that he hasn't felt before, etc., realizing that he does have feelings for Sandstorm. But there's a moment in here that I quite like. It's like a common type of moment in like romantic stories where Sandstorm snaps at Fireheart. They have a little bit of a spat, and then they make up very quickly. And he's like, "Are we still friends?" And she says, "We always have been." Great line, very good. If you can use that in real life, I guarantee it'll get somebody.
She's like, friends.
That's how you snag somebody. Friends.
We're cat married.
We're common law cat married. I've hunted with you 4 times. That's how you get married in this clan.
We share a den. Like,
you're my cousin.
No,
I mean, no,
we're not related.
No,
in any way.
they're not cousins.
Of
course. He's the hottest bachelor in that clan. He's got none of the same genes.
Me, when I'm a ThunderClan and the only cat who's not my cousin walks in.
It's like in book 1, they're all like, this fucking guy, he's got no warrior blood in him. And then in book 4, they're like, hang on, he's got no warrior blood in him.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Maybe our blood is tainted by the DNA always being the same.
So while they're rebuilding the camp, there's a gathering coming up, which sucks for ThunderClan.
Sucks. Yeah.
Blue Star refuses to go to the gathering, so she just basically leaves Fireheart in charge of it. So Fireheart and White Storm they betray the clan. No, Fireheart crazy second to last chapter twist. No, Fireheart and White Storm, they organize a party. They're going to the gathering, and they're like, okay, we gotta tell all the other clans about Tiger Claw and the Rogues, because they're a danger to everyone at this point. Like, an innocent Shadow Clan warrior has already died because of Tiger Claw. He gathers them up. Yeah, he brings Darkstripe with him, which is important because Darkstripe has a reaction to something that happens at this gathering. They get to the gathering. Wind Clan is pretty chill. Fireheart gets to talk to One Whisker and Tallstar. This might be the scene I was thinking of at the beginning when they're like, "We haven't forgotten what you've done."
It's true, yes. Tallstar gives him like a really intense compliment. Actually, he says like something along the lines of, "I knew then that you would make a great warrior," or something.
Yeah, Tallstar compliments him.
It's impossible
on how well he's doing as deputy. Shadow Clan shows up, but without a leader. And is it Running Nose? Yeah, Running Nose delivers the news before the gathering starts that the sickness is gone from the clan, but Nightstar, their leader, and Cinderfur, their deputy, have died. And, they've got a mysterious new leader who's going to show up. And who else is it but fucking Tiger Claw?
Tiger Claw. And Darkstripe's gazing up at him.
We all knew what was going to happen.
I mean,
like a Yowie Cat lover
I've known
would.
Since before we started this podcast, obviously being like a former fan, that Tiger Star is the leader of Shadow Clan in this series.
This is another very like cinematic moment. Let me read the quote. Framed by the cold light of the moon, Fireheart saw the powerful shoulders and broad head of the cat who had leaped onto the rock beside Tallstar. The other leaders seemed puny and frail beside this massive figure, and with a cold shiver of dread, Fireheart realized that the new leader of Shadow Clan was Tiger Claw.
That's the last sentence of the book.
That is the last sentence of the book.
The thing is that as soon as they said everybody's dead, and I connected to the prophecy from the beginning, I was like, fuck, man, Tiger Claw's going to be the leader. And I was like, no.
Because their leader and their deputy were both super old. They were both elders when Broken Star was the leader in the first book.
Yeah.
So, like, Imagine these cats that are used to these old-ass leaders that just died of sickness, and this huge young buck comes strutting in like, I'll save your clan. Obviously, they're going to say, hell yeah, Tiger Claw. Lead us to greatness.
Well, I have questions for Running Nose, the most wet and pathetic little guy in the world. Because Fireheart is so nice to Running Nose. He, takes him to the side, is like, hey, Broken Tail is dead.
Yeah,
he makes it very clear he cares about them.
Because because I think Running Nose was Yellowfang's apprentice, wasn't he?
Yeah, yes, he takes him aside and tells him about Yellowfang. And then this motherfucker's like, yeah, Tiger Claw's our leader now.
Yeah.
I mean, Running Nose is very obviously
crazy, man.
Not happy about it. He's distressed about what's going on.
This poor guy, I think he needs to go be a kitty pet right now.
Yeah, I'm like, punishment, kitty pet, 1,000 years.
1,000 years, 2-leg place.
2-leg jail.
You know who's not distressed about what's going on is fucking Darkstripe, who seems way too happy to see Tiger Claw again. He's beaming up at the High Stones, seeing his best buddy come back.
He wants him
he
so
definitely
bad.
Instantly as soon as the kitty pet was named deputy, he instantly regretted not going with Tiger Claw.
We all know what's gonna happen in the next book. That motherfucker is not
that I don't want it to happen. I'm such a big fan of redemption arcs. I obviously when it's the main villain, it's a little different. If Tiger Claw suddenly tried to be good, I'd be like, fuck this. No, I want to see him burn. But I would love if Darkstripe learned his lesson and became loyal to the clan again and stuff. So I'm hoping that it doesn't happen, and that he becomes an ally, even if it's reluctant to Fireheart.
Yeah, that would be great for him.
But we'll see.
But we also have several characters who fill that role as well. We still have Longtail and Dustpelt as well. It'll be interesting to see where all three of these characters that were so heavily tied to Tiger Claw end up splintering, if they do splinter, where their allegiances will lie now that they know that Tiger Star is here, he's in a position of power.
Here's the thing, I don't want to call him Tiger Star because I don't think he deserves to be a leader.
Yeah. Well, there's
I think it's fucked
There's the
up.
thing about I think someone at the first gathering said something, or I think it was either Little Whatever or Whitethroat. That little, I don't remember his name. I don't want to scroll up. I'm running out of time. We wouldn't yap about Warriors for 3 hours. Here I am having to leave in 10 minutes. One of them said something about Nightstar seems to lose a life every day from the sickness. And I think that's possible. But also, his replacement is Mr. I'll kill you as many times as I have to, Tiger Claw. So,
yeah,
I
that's very
suspect
funny.
Foul play. In some way, it's so suspicious that Nightstar is dead. He just got his 9 lives in the last book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got them 2 books ago.
They mentioned why would they eat the rats? They know they know about the sickness, said Yellowfang, and in the beginning, and one of the two that was sick, one of the 2 Shadow Clan warriors that was sick said, we think an apprentice brought one back. They were too young to know, not to do it. I think Tiger Claw brought the sick rats to the camp.
What
That's
a conspiracy
my prediction.
theory.
He's done crazy.
No, I'm so with you on that.
He's done crazier things. He's great. I love him. I hate him.
I love him. I hate him. He's crazy.
Can't take him anywhere.
I hate to love him and I love to hate him. He's so crazy. Things I'm looking forward to in the next book. I can't wait to see how Cinderpelt gets on without Yellowfang, how well she does, what she struggles with, what she doesn't struggle with, etc., etc. I can't wait to see what happens with fucking Bramblekit, Tiger Claw's menace of a son.
The little autism creature.
Yeah, he's not really a menace, but it's just very funny that he's just...
He literally has not a single line of dialogue in this book, and he's one of my favorite characters in it.
This is going to be such, probably a niche reference. If you've ever seen Tostada, Jaden Animation's cat, that's what I imagine Bramblecat is. It looks like, that cat has some papers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Things I'm looking forward to in the next book. Hopefully something good happens. I'd like that a lot. I think that Fireheart becoming leader is probably likely to happen in the next book. I don't think I don't think Blue Star makes it through the darkest
Blue
hour.
Star is not the darkest hour for this world.
The next book is A Dangerous Path, which is, about as foreboding of a title as you can get besides The Darkest Hour. Oh my god, that cat has some peepers.
Darkest Hours.
That's crazy.
That cat has peepers. That's crazy. And every time Fireheart looks over his shoulder at this cat, I just hear bum bum in my head. Well, this was probably my favorite one so far, which maybe I'll continue to say, but who knows? These books are great. I'm so glad we're doing this. It's such a good excuse.
I think I'm a bigger fan of book 3 just because the Gray Stripe and Fireheart parting at the end is so poignant. And like this book's ending is great because it's shock. It's like shock value. Like, here's a massive cliffhanger that tied you over. Because the last book felt like the end of a trilogy. Like, it felt like part 3 of 3. Loosely tying into, here's future events can still happen. We still have plot threads to go through with. But, like, Tiger Claw was gone. Gray Stripe and Fireheart were broken up. Those two, like, kind of main plot points had come to a conclusion. Not a definitive conclusion, but a conclusion. Sort of leaving more open-ended for, kind of a fresh start in this book with Fireheart as deputy and his troubles with his apprentice and some of his relationships and with the leadership of Blue Star. This book ends very much like part 1 of 3, where it's like, here's a huge cliffhanger to tide you over for what's going to happen next.
I'm like, I think this is one of my favorites so far because, like, I literally started reading it at, like, I don't know, 11 a.m. or something, and I stayed up past my bedtime, my adult bedtime that I have to finish reading.
I read this one in, like, a week. Like, amidst all of the, like, finals and classwork that I had to do last month, I read this in, a solid week.
I read it in a singular day.
Yeah, I read it in, like, 3 days because I read, like, the first 10 chapters, and then I read, like, the second 10 chapters, and then the back half of the book, I was like, I cannot put this down. And then when I did my re-listen, I listened to the whole thing in one day.
Oh my God.
I listened on 1.7 times speed, but still, I stayed up till like 2 a.m.
while I'm driving, or walking to class, stuff like that.
Well, we've got places to be, audience. Thank you for being here with us.
You can still find me at Mandatory Improv at Ouija's Theater in LA, first Friday of every month. That's WGIS Theater. If you go and I'm not there, I'm so sorry. This is not legally binding, but I try to make a lot of them. And if I am there, please say hi.
I'm primarily a streamer on Twitch. You can find me at A Little Bit Toasty on twitch.tv. I stream typically Mondays and Tuesdays at around 1 p.m. CST, sometimes a bit later. If you ever just want to chat or have questions for just me, that is the best place to find me. And I'm at Itty Bitty Toasty on every other social media.
You can find me on Twitch at Jaron D Ratman. I keep saying I'm going to try to get back into streaming, and then I keep being busy with other things, but...
We'll encourage you.
Yeah, someday I will stream, and you can be there. It's a limited time offer.
Don't miss out.
You can follow me on other social medias. I'm on, Blue Sky, Jaron D Ratman. That's pretty much it at this point, but... Nice. If you want to reach out to us, if you like the show, if you have thoughts, if you just want to, if you disagree with us about something we said about the books, or you really agree with us about something we said about the books, or we missed something that you wish we would have talked about, send us an email. Our email is warriorspod, PAWD, @gmail.com. You can also find us on social media. The state of social media is in a massive flux right now, so just look for us anywhere. I think that Blue Sky for sure, at Warriors Pod. Yeah. Blue Sky seems like it's sticking around in some way.
Yeah.
Or like I said, just email us. We'd be happy to hear from you about pretty much anything.
If you have questions for all three of us, please just send us an email because we do B-side episodes, and I would love to collect questions to answer on one of those. So.
Oh yeah, if you have any ideas for those too, be happy to hear about those. We've got ideas, but
just kind of put whatever in the email.
Yeah. Send us an email about.
If you just want to hear us do
send us a
stuff.
recipe that you've been meaning to try.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we'll try it for you,
and we'll record
and
us
we'll get back to you.
Only audio though, and you won't know whether you like it or not because that's not how food works. Yeah. Thank you for listening. This has been Thank you for listening. This has been Stars in the Making, a Warriors podcast. It has to because you laughed over me.
And I said that stays in. You'd have to do a whole other take now.
So if you like this, check out our other project, where we are ranking every character in the Star Wars Extended Universe based only on name.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we just got to Yaddle, so we're hitting the big ones now.
Yaddle.
Yeah, only a couple thousand more episodes to go.
Woo!
All right.
All right.
Woo, goodbye, everybody.
Until next moon.
Until next moon.
Until next moon.
We're talking about taxes.
Whoa, taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How none of us pay them?
Yeah, well, I was
I don't
just
make enough
saying
money
that
to.
my favorite thing about taxes is that everyone always pays their fair share every time.
My favorite thing about taxes is that the funds that are gathered from them are always allocated in a way that makes everybody's lives better.
So true.
Yeah. Look at the roads around here. They're incredible.
I'm really glad that these potholes have been kept in such pristine condition. I'd be so sad if they went away.
Pothole? Sounds like my type of place.
Well, yeah, they pay me $2 an hour to go through and make them worse, so...
I'm the guy they got digging the potholes, and you want your tax dollars to kill my job?
No, the tax dollars go
American
to make
workers.
sure that you have a job. Because if they never fill the potholes, eventually there'll be no more road left to dig up.
True, yeah.
Yeah. It's a symbiotic
so much
relationship.
better than my job putting all the little pieces of paper on every clove of garlic. I fucking hated that job.
All the little pieces of paper.